before we get into that, I have a couple of updates, okay? Number one, I do want to do a brief update on Nick REKIETA. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I streamed for this for about 5 hours last night. Of course, yesterday, Nick REKIETA, his wife, and April, this woman that was living with them and sucking Nick's dick under the desk on his live stream the other night, they all got arrested. And so this morning was Nick's bail hearing, and I did actually watch it via Zoom. Someone sent me the Zoom information. It was also the bail hearing for his wife. And so we have a little bit more information now about exactly what is going on with Nick and his wife. And guess what? It's even worse than we thought it was yesterday. I mean, my God. Like, Nick really fucked up. Let me read you what's going on. Minnesota-based lawyer and online legal analyst Nick REKIETA is facing drug charges. REKIETA was arrested Thursday along with his wife Kayla and a fellow online personality. Prosecutors filed charges against REKIETA and his wife on Friday for second-degree possession, child endangerment, and a gross misdemeanor firearm charge. Now, the reason that the second-degree possession thing is important is that last night, when we were streaming about this, it was fifth-degree possession. So last night, it was a much lesser charge for the drugs than it was today. And yes, Chad, you're right about this. So what we've kind of found out about this today is this was reported to the police by a mandatory reporter on May 16th. So this was reported to the police before Nick did his drunken coke binge live stream. So they already knew. All right. Yup, Nick was representing himself, Lady Rackets, and April. Well, I don't think he's representing April because April got let out. So it appears as though April is cooperating with the police to further incriminate Nick and his wife in exchange for having her charges like dramatically reduced. That's another thing we'll talk about. Anyway, let's keep reading this article because I want you guys to see what's happening. According to the charges, law enforcement attempted to execute a search warrant on May 23rd at REKIETA's home and was greeted by a girl at the front door who would not let them inside. After REKIETA refused to provide the door code, law enforcement used a door ram to get inside and found Kayla, April, and 4 juveniles aside. Well, I don't think April knows that, Rottweiler, so I don't think that's the truth. Just because Nick said that in his... So what Rottweiler is referring to is that Nick said in his arraignment, or in his bail hearing, that he was representing Kayla and April, but when Nick said that, Rottweiler, he didn't know that April had already been released. So he didn't know that April was cooperating with the cops. So I don't think that he is representing April, and he's only representing them for the bail hearing. Nick is not going to be allowed to represent his wife. That's not going to work. Well, that's exactly it. Nick is the judge allowed Nick to represent his wife for the purpose of the bail hearing, but Nick is not going to be allowed to represent his wife. And furthermore, this actually gets even better. Furthermore, the judge that has been assigned to Nick's case is the judge that's already overseeing Nick's defamation case, and the same judge that Nick has been shit-talking on Twitter. Or not on Twitter, on his YouTube channel. So that's that. What did I say when we were watching that stream? I was like, Nick was shit-talking that judge the entire stream. I was like, Nick better pray he's not assigned a judge that he's been shit-talking on YouTube. And lo and behold, not only was Nick assigned a judge that he's been shit-talking on YouTube, Nick was assigned the judge that he has been shit-talking the most on YouTube. But it gets even better from there. It gets even better. We're not even at the good part yet. Or the good part. I shouldn't say the good part. None of this is good, by the way. But we're not even at, like, the most shocking part yet. After REKIETA refused to provide the door code, law enforcement used a door ram to get inside and found Kayla, April, and 4 juveniles inside. Law enforcement proceeded to search the master bedroom and bathroom, where they allegedly found a variety of drug paraphernalia, including 3 small baggies that tested positive for cocaine, 8 green tablets that tested positive for ketamine, and a digital scale and several other items that tested positive for cocaine, charges claim. Authorities also found a 6-hour AR with several magazines and loose ammunition under the bed, a spent shell casing on the bedroom floor, and located additional firearms and ammunitions in the garage, according to the court reports. Police took REKIETA and his wife Kayla into custody, and he told law enforcement that he and his wife stayed in the master bedroom, where law enforcement claimed to find most of the drug paraphernalia, but allegedly refused to answer any questions about the cocaine, according to court records. Does it say in here? Okay, so what this article doesn't say, let's go back to this. Yesterday, when Nick got arrested, the charges were 5th-degree possession. This morning, during Nick's bail hearing, and this is also true of Kayla, we found out that the charges had been upgraded to 2nd-degree possession. Because apparently, Nick didn't have a little bit of cocaine in his house. Nick had a lot of cocaine in his house. Nick had over 26 grams of cocaine in his house. Do you guys know how much cocaine that is? That is like a month's worth of cocaine in his house. And I've never done cocaine, so I'm relying on the advice of other people. That is a metric ton of cocaine. 26 grams of cocaine is a lot. And what that means is, yesterday the charges were such that Nick was facing up to 5 years in prison for the drug charges. Because of how much cocaine the police found in his house, Nick is now facing up to 25 years in prison. Like, yo. And so is Nick's wife. Both of them are facing up to 25 years in prison for having over 26 grams of cocaine in the house, with their 5 kids, by the way. And because April got cut loose and her charges got dramatically, reduced, apparently, and that's confirmed. People have, Kayla texted people saying that she was out and all that. What the lawyers on YouTube think is happening is that April is working with the cops to directly tie the 26 plus grams of cocaine directly to Nick. Yeah, so that's basically Nick had an ounce of cocaine in his house. So I don't know, man. Nick seems pretty effed. And listen, some of the lawyers on YouTube were saying that this could, what they think is going to happen is Nick is going to plead the charge down. So he's going to plead to a reduced charge and probably still get rehab and some 5-year probation. But this bail thing is also not good because, so Nick and Kayla each got $50,000 bail. So basically it's $100,000 for the two of them. But when you do bail, you only need to put up 10% of the bail. So they really only need to come up with $10,000 and then go to a bail bondsman. And then the bail bondsman takes care of the rest. And they just have to show up in court and all that stuff. But you don't get that $10,000 back. But that actually might be a bad thing, because when Nick gets out on bail, he's going to be drug monitored. He's not allowed to use any substances, no alcohol, no drugs. There's going to be random drug tests. And if Nick fails one of those drug tests, he's going to go right back to jail. And actually, I heard one of the lawyers on YouTube saying, it's almost like a trap that they're letting him out on bail, because it's he's a drug addict. I'm sorry. And I don't say that with any glee, but you're letting a drug addict who has not really cleaned out yet, that someone who has been drinking on YouTube every day for years, and you're saying, all right, cold turkey, no drugs, no alcohol. And you're getting random drug tests and you're getting monitored. And if he fucks up once and they catch him, right back to jail. And he's going to sit in jail until the trial. So Nick is pretty effed. Now, my opinion of it is this could, honestly, it was obviously a really bad situation, and this could end up being one of the best things that ever happens to Nick, especially if he's able to get it reduced down to a lesser charge with a plea deal. He goes to rehab. He goes on some 5-year probation or something where they're doing drug tests and something, and he has to stay clean for it. This could actually potentially be the thing that ends up saving Nick REKIETA's life, because I think it's pretty clear based on the amount of cocaine that he had in his house and how he and his wife look compared to even just a year ago. Nick was going to kill himself. He was going to OD. And And so I think this could actually be a positive thing in the long run, but man, does this suck. So that's the update on Nick Rekieta, and I'm sure many people will be covering that, but we're not going to spend a lot of time on it today. I just wanted you guys to know that update.